Okay, so we're gonna move the sheep to the next paddock. Celeste already figured it out. She's seen the opening. There she goes. So we're just gonna move the net to the next paddock, divide it in half, so that way they get a little bit more grazing out of it.
Come on, Celeste. Nightmare. She knows what to do. That's it. No. Wrong way.
Here.
Good girl. Come on, Celeste. Celeste, well done. Good girl. No, 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 the door. You use the door. Hey, Nightmare. Nightmare. Come on. Well done.
Just to go.
Oh, super cute. Well done.
They were already here this year.
They are. Yeah.
So that grass is basically this year's regrowth, and it's 9th of March.
Yeah.
So that was already grazed this year.
Yeah.
And we didn't use absolutely anything over here. The only fertilizer is those two, and some chickens.
Some chickens, but that's kind of
year.
on the edge over there. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Delighted. Super.
cool.
Happy out.
Once less, true ball.
She needs to be in the mood.
So we are in our nursery propagation tunnel now, and we just want to show you what we have done, what we did today. So we repotted our courgettes, so the same as we did with our cabbages before. If you didn't see that video, you can watch it over here. So basically they were sown 4 weeks ago, so they reached about the size. They were sown in that size of a tray, so that is 96 cells. So they outgrew that, so we repot them into the bigger ones, so they will get another 4 to 6 weeks. These are early courgettes. We're going to be planting them in our polytunnel, so they're not going to be outside, so we don't have to be worried about the frost damage on those. It would be too early to put courgettes outside over here in Ireland until mid-May, just to be sure. We had frost mid-May last year, second week of May. Okay, what else we done? We prepped our very first order, plant order, because some of those cabbages that I talked about, and we did a lot of other sowing. We're going to be selling plants this year. It's something completely new to us. So these are our cabbages, cabbage plants that we repot 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 weeks ago. So and what we did today is we got the order for very first 6 plants. So we just took them out of the plastic pot that we're going to be reusing again and again and again. Sorry about the noise, but it's super windy today. And we put those back over there. We put them in the nice compostable, biodegradable cardboard tray that just makes sense. So, and these are going to be hardening off now a little bit. They were initially under lights, then they went all off from the lights, but still in the same tunnel that is heated overnight. And they're going on that table now, and they're going to the customer on Saturday. It's Wednesday now, but they're going to be planted in the polytunnel, so we don't really have to be worried too much about hardening off. But about hardening off, I want to talk to you a little bit about the hardening off. What is hardening off? Basically, it's, you have to imagine, it's the same for plants what it is for us when we go on holidays. When you go to Spain, to Gran Canaria or whatever, you arrive over there, there's 40 degrees heat, and you can't bear it for the first 2 days. So you have to acclimate yourself, yeah? Whatever the word is, yeah? We put the right word over there. And it's the same other way around. If you go into the really, really cold climate, again, the same thing. You need a little bit of time for your body to adjust to different conditions. Plants are exactly the same. So when they really nice, small little plants, they need to be nurtured under lights and with a little bit extra heat until they reach certain stage of growth. It's like with everything. It's like with us, you know, when we have babies, we have to take care of them, you know, like make sure they warm, dry, everything. When they become teenagers and young adults, off they go, right? So it's the same like with the plants. So these are sugar snap peas, and we had them over here, as you see, under light, under heat overnight. They started right under the grow lights, and the last week we just moved them over to here, just a little bit to the side. And today what we're doing, we're basically moving them on that table over there. So it's a slow process, step by step. You don't want to shock the plant with the hardening off as well. So we're just going to take those trays over here, and we're just going to move them over there on the table. So one way of checking and making sure your plants are ready to be transplanted is when the roots go out on the bottom. So they're definitely ready. So they're going to be over here on that table for probably a day or two. So it's still the same tunnel. It's heated during the night, so there's definitely no frost over here, but that's just about it. We only heat it to the degree that there is no chance of a frost in this tunnel. And away from the grow light, so only natural light. And the next day and a half, 2 days, probably Friday, we will move them up to our caterpillar tunnel. So away from the heat completely. And they're gonna stay over there for a day or two, because we don't want to transplant them straight away. We want to let them experience the kind of colder night first, as they are, and then after 2 days we're gonna transplant them. So probably next Monday, they're gonna go into the ground. We actually harvest the spinach from the bed, overwinter spinach, from the bed where these are going. They're gonna slow down their growth significantly now when they're gonna be away from the grow lights, and when they're gonna be away from the heated tunnel. So we'll show you next time those plants when we're gonna be moving them into the caterpillar tunnel over there at the market garden. So every time you buy plants, is it from the garden center, on the farmer's market, from the nursery, from the farm, like you would buy the plants from us, you want to harden them off, because they coming in from the control environment, from the microclimate of a polytunnel, from the nursery. And especially if you want to later on in season, maybe May, June, you're going to be planting them outside. What you want to do for the first couple of days is take them outside, leave them over there, let them experience wind, rain, a little bit cooler weather, and bring them inside for the night, and then repeat that process. And you can start maybe with just a few hours first day, half a day, next day, and full day following day, and only then transplant them. So you're avoiding the transplant shock. Transplant shock can actually maybe not necessarily damage the plants, but can slow the growth of the plants very, very significantly. So you're going to transplant your plants, and then for the next 2 weeks even, nothing's going to happen. So basically, by taking those extra 2 or 3 days at the start with hardening up, you're shortening the time that the plant's going to take to adjust into the new environment when they're going to end it up eventually. Is it the different polytunnel, or is it especially when it is outside? So it's Friday, 2 days later, I think. So it's a next step with the hardening of our sugar snaps. So basically what it is, we're just going to take it up to the market garden over there and let it acclimatize to the conditions over there. So here you can see our handy dandy plant card. Basically it's an old frame from the generator that I got for free from my mechanic friend, and I just put some 2x1s on it, make 3 shelves, and it's not ideal, but it does the job. That is hauling the trays from the nursery tunnel to the gate. That is, I would say, close to 100 meters, maybe 70 meters, something like this. And so instead of walking with 2 trays, I can get 8 trays at once. So it's a time saver. You have to go slowly because it's not very even over here, and they tend to kind of flitter about, but it's good, it's improvement. So we got here, so we're just gonna leave them over here, let them get used to it, to the not having a heat overnight, and probably in the next day or 2 we're gonna transplant them. They go into the ground in the second tunnel. The bed is ready, prepped, everything is ready, so hopefully we can have some sugar snap peas before we know it. I have to go get the rest of them. Okay, so it's the last stage of our hardening of our plants, our sugar snap peas. So they were here in that polytunnel for a good few days now. You can see they grow up a little bit. So the day has come that they need to be planted. So we're just moving them to the other tunnel when they actually gonna end it up. So we have our newest volunteer over here, Tina. Thank you for coming in, helping out. So we're just gonna pop them out and plant them in the same way as we did our garden piece over there. And we're gonna work on some sort of a trellis system, support system. I'm just gonna use the sheep net for that. So try this one out. Okay. So that's the end of our hardening off. So basically what we did is just gradually, step by step, transform them from the very controlled environment of the nursery tunnel with the heat and grow lights to where they gonna end it up. If your plants eventually gonna end it up outside, you need to bring them step by step, like we said, outside a couple of hours a day, and then increase it, and eventually leave them day before transplanting completely outside, so they're used to it, to the weather conditions outside. Sorry about the noises. I hope you can hear them. There are buzzards.
Oh, there is one.
Going in all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you could see them.
Yeah, he just flew back. Yeah.
Living over here on that hill, and they're so nice to listen to their calls and.
They watch how they play.
They keeping the rodent population at bay, all the mice. So we finished over here, transplanted all the peas.
Mm.
Now we're gonna give them a really good soak, and later on I'm gonna go about putting the fencing wire over here that we're gonna use for trellising up. We're gonna film that as well, so you're gonna see that. I just need to go get the rebar from the building supply store, and that's it. But that's the end of that. Hope you enjoyed that little video about hardening of the plants. So we were able to explain why you should do that, why harden off your plants, the benefits of it. If you did, please hit the like on that video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel. It's free, so you're not gonna lose anything. And thank you very much for watching, and we see you in the next one. Bye. And yes, as you can see, I love camo. Camo is good, blends with the plants. They think you're a plant, they like it. They do. They're not offended by it. They like me now.